In the bustling colony of Zeta Prime, located light years away from Earth, a pressing issue had arisen among its inhabitants. Body fatigue had become alarmingly prevalent, afflicting the vibrant community of alien beings who had thrived in their advanced society. Commander Pi, a stern yet caring leader, recognized that he had to find a solution to this growing problem. As he paced through the sleek corridors of the command center, he contemplated the best course of action. It was during one of his frequent communications with his Earth-based friend, Dustin, that he discovered a potential remedy: a sauna. Dustin claimed that it was a renowned method on Earth for alleviating pain, promoting relaxation, and rejuvenating the body. Intrigued by this unfamiliar concept, Commander Pi decided to put it to the test. Determined to investigate further, he called upon 3 of the colony's most promising female officers, Gia, Talai, and Nala. The trio had distinguished themselves with their expertise in intergalactic navigation and planetary exploration, but none had ever set foot on Earth. When they arrived in his office, their expressions were a mixture of curiosity and apprehension. "Commander, what is this sauna you speak of?" Gia asked, her green skin glistening in the artificial lights, her alien features both exotic and beautiful. Pi leaned against his desk, glancing at the holoscreen, displaying the Earth's climate and terrain. "Dustin assures me it will help with your fatigue. It's a place where you can experience intense heat and moisture. It is said to detoxify and revitalize the body." The 3 women exchanged nervous glances. "We've never traveled to Earth, Commander. This sauna sounds unfamiliar," Nala admitted, her voice tinged with caution. "What if it's dangerous?" "Your concerns are valid," Pi replied, his tone gentle yet firm. "But we must address this fatigue that affects so many. You 3 have volunteered for this mission, and I trust that you will be safe. Besides, I'll ensure that you have all the support you need." After a brief pause, Talai, the most adventurous of the group, stepped forward. "If it can help us feel better, I'm willing to try it. I can't stand this fatigue any longer." Her enthusiasm seemed to ease the tension in the room, and Gia and Nala nodded in agreement. With the decision made, Commander Pi quickly arranged for a transport vessel to take them to Earth. As the women prepared for their journey, they packed light, each one filled with a sense of anticipation mixed with apprehension. Once aboard the sleek spacecraft, the women settled into their seats, the engines humming softly as the ship lifted off. As they soared through the starry void, the conversation turned to the sauna and what it might entail. "What do you think it will be like?" Nala asked, her blue eyes wide with curiosity. "Perhaps it's like a hot spring," Gia suggested, her mind racing with images of relaxing pools and the soothing sound of water. "Or a ritualistic chamber where we can cleanse ourselves." Talai laughed lightly. "Maybe it's a place where we'll meet handsome Earth men." Her eyes twinkled mischievously as she teased her companions. They shared a few more laughs, the camaraderie easing their initial worries as they envisioned the wonders awaiting them on Earth. Finally, after what felt like an eternity of space travel, the ship entered Earth's atmosphere, gliding gracefully down to a smooth landing. Dustin was waiting at the landing site, his tall figure silhouetted against the bright Earth sky. As the ramp descended, the alien women stepped out, and the moment they laid eyes on him, their apprehension transformed into intrigue. Dustin's blonde hair gleamed in the sunlight, and his striking features were undeniably attractive. "Welcome to Earth," he greeted them, his smile warm and inviting. "I'm glad to see you made it safely." Gia felt a flutter in her stomach as she met his gaze, quickly brushing aside the feeling as she focused on the mission at hand. "Thank you for hosting us. We're looking forward to experiencing the sauna." Dustin motioned for them to follow him, right this way. He led them to his vehicle, a sleek automobile designed for comfort and speed. The alien women slid into the plush seats, feeling the luxurious fabric against their skin. As they drove, the landscape transformed from the urban sprawl of the city to the serene beauty of the countryside, lush green trees lining the road. Throughout the journey, the atmosphere was charged with excitement, but Dustin remained somewhat reserved. He sensed the allure of the alien women, their radiant beauty and confidence palpable, yet he struggled to keep his composure. They were visitors sent by Commander Pai, and he wanted to maintain professionalism. Upon reaching his home, Dustin parked the vehicle and led the women to the backyard where a traditional sauna awaited them. It was a charming wooden structure, surrounded by fragrant herbs and flowers. "Here we are," he announced, gesturing grandly. The women admired the sauna, its rustic appearance intriguing yet comforting. "It looks amazing," Taylai said, her eyes sparkling with excitement. Dustin explained, "Inside, you'll find everything you need. Just wear these light garments," he instructed, handing them soft robes that were comfortable and breathable. "Your towels are on the bench inside as well. I'll prepare the sauna for you while you get ready." As he left to adjust the temperature, the three women exchanged glances, their hearts racing at the prospect of stepping into the sauna. "I can't believe we're actually doing this," Nala said, her voice filled with anticipation. They quickly changed into their robes, the soft fabric clinging to their alien forms in a way that felt both foreign and exhilarating. Gia looked at herself in the mirror, feeling a sense of empowerment wash over her. "We're here to heal, but we can also enjoy this experience," she said confidently. Once they were ready, they stepped out of the changing area and approached the sauna. Dustin was busy adjusting the controls, and as he turned to greet them, his breath caught in his throat. The sight of the three alien women, their striking features framed by the soft robes, was mesmerizing. "Wow," he managed, trying to maintain his composure. "You look fantastic." "Thank you, Earthman," Taylai replied playfully, her confidence shining through. "We're ready to experience this sauna you speak of." Dustin cleared his throat, trying to regain his professionalism. "Okay, so just step inside. When you're ready for help, there's a button you can press, and I'll be right outside." As he opened the door, warm, humid air enveloped them, and they stepped inside, laughter spilling from their lips as they took in the cozy atmosphere. The walls were lined with cedar, and the heat was comforting. Once settled, the women began to enjoy the heat, their bodies responding to the warmth. "This is nice," Gia said, closing her eyes and relishing the sensations coursing through her. As they chatted, their laughter echoed off the sauna walls. They discussed their home colony, their adventures, and what life was like among the stars. The warmth of the sauna relaxed their muscles, and they felt the tension melt away. Dustin remained just outside, his heart racing as he listened to their laughter. He couldn't help but feel drawn to their vivacious spirits. But he was also aware of the line he needed to maintain, knowing they were there for a purpose, not for casual entertainment. As the minutes passed, the alien women began to sweat, feeling the heat intensify. "I've never experienced anything like this," Nala exclaimed, wiping her brow with a towel. "It's invigorating." Gia giggled. "It feels amazing to let go of all this tension." "We should do this more often," agreed, Taylai said, her face lighting up. "If it's this good for us, we need to make this a regular thing back home." Just then, the timer inside the sauna began to beep, signaling that their session was nearly over. Dustin, feeling a mix of reluctance and professionalism, opened the door and stepped inside. "Ladies, your time is up," he said, trying to sound authoritative, but unable to hide the glimmer of excitement in his eyes. However, Taylai had other ideas. She quickly stood up and reached for Dustin's arm, pulling him closer. "Oh, come on, don't be so quick to kick us out, handsome," she teased, a playful smirk on her face. Dustin felt a rush of warmth flood his cheeks as he found himself caught in the moment. "I really should, the commander," he stuttered, trying to hold on to some semblance of restraint. But Nala and Gia were already moving closer, their confidence radiating. They leaned in and pressed soft kisses on his cheeks, sending butterflies fluttering through him. "Thank you for taking care of us," Gia whispered, her breath warm against his skin. Taylai, not missing a beat, took a seat on his leg, her expression mischievous. "Are we disturbing you, handsome?" she asked, her tone sultry. Dustin's heart raced as he felt the weight of their attention. "Oh no, not at all," he replied, his voice trembling slightly. He hesitantly draped his arms around their shoulders, caught up in the whirlwind of the moment. As they laughed and bantered, the heat of the sauna intensified, creating an atmosphere charged with chemistry and excitement. They lost track of time, reveling in the unexpected connection forming between them. But as the tension reached a fever pitch, Dustin suddenly blurted out, "You really have to go now, or else Commander Pi will be furious with us." Yet the alien women were clearly captivated by the heat of the sauna and the magnetic energy surrounding them. They shared glances, their eyes sparkling with mischief, completely unbothered by the urgency in his voice. As the reality of their situation began to set in, Talai leaned closer, her voice low and teasing. "We'll make it worth your while, won't we, girls?" She winked at her friends. The playful glint in her eyes ignited an even deeper spark of mischief within the sauna. Dustin, momentarily taken aback, felt a rush of warmth flood his cheeks. He was aware of the boundary between professional courtesy and personal desire, but the atmosphere was electric, and the playful banter from the alien women was intoxicating. "Ida," he stammered, trying to regain his composure. "I think the commander would want you to be careful, you know." "Oh, don't worry about Commander Pi," Nala said, her tone light as she brushed her hair back, the moisture making it glisten. "He won't know if we're just enjoying ourselves a little longer, right?" Gia leaned in, a conspiratorial grin spreading across her face. "Exactly, just a few more moments wouldn't hurt anyone. We're here to unwind, after all." Dustin felt the tension in the room shift. There was something undeniably alluring about their playful defiance. The heat of the sauna wrapped around him like a warm blanket, making it hard to think clearly. "Okay, just a few more minutes," he conceded, unable to resist their charm. "But I'm serious, don't tell the commander. I don't want to get in trouble." "Your secret is safe with us," Talai said, her voice sultry, as she playfully nudged him with her shoulder. They settled back into their seats, the atmosphere thick with a mix of warmth and flirtation. As they relaxed, the conversations flowed effortlessly, a dance of words filled with laughter and camaraderie. "So what's it like on Earth?" Gia asked, her curiosity piqued. "Is it really as different as they say?" Dustin took a moment, considering his words. "It's beautiful in its own way. The landscapes are varied, from vast oceans to towering mountains, and the people have so many different cultures and traditions. But I suppose you could say it's the simple things that make it special: the warmth of the sun, the sound of the wind, or even just a friendly smile." Nala smiled thoughtfully. "I'd like to experience that, feel the sun on my skin, hear the waves crashing on the shore. Maybe we can arrange a little Earth tour after this," Talai chimed in, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "Just think about it. Beach parties, city tours, exploring the wonders of your planet." Dustin couldn't help but chuckle at the thought. "You'd probably attract a lot of attention. You're quite stunning, after all." The compliment hung in the air, making the alien women exchange knowing glances, their confidence evident. "We'll just have to charm everyone," Gia replied, her voice teasing. "After all, we're not just any visitors, we're intergalactic explorers." Talai stood up suddenly, pulling Dustin with her. "Come on, let's do something fun. Show us a little bit of Earth right here. What do you Earthlings do for fun?" Dustin blinked in surprise, caught off guard by her sudden enthusiasm. "Oh well, we play games or sometimes dance. Dancing sounds perfect." Nala exclaimed, standing as well. "Let's dance." Before he could protest, Talai started to sway her hips, her movements graceful and mesmerizing. The humid air seemed to thicken as the warmth intensified, and soon Nala joined her, their laughter echoing in the sauna. Dustin found himself unable to resist their infectious energy. He chuckled and tried to mimic their movements, though he felt awkward compared to their fluidity. The women clapped and cheered him on, encouraging him to let loose. "Come on, Dustin, you can do better than that." Talai laughed, her eyes sparkling with mischief. The sauna felt like a dream, a sanctuary of warmth and joy where boundaries blurred and laughter echoed. The air was thick with an unspoken understanding that they were creating a moment that would linger in their memories long after they left. As they danced, the tension and fatigue of the day melted away, replaced by a sense of freedom and exhilaration. The alien women moved with a rhythm that seemed to come from a different world, and Dustin found himself swept away in the sheer joy of it all. All right, let's take a break," he said, breathless and laughing as he plopped back down onto the wooden bench. As they settled back into their seats, their hearts still racing from the impromptu dance, the conversation turned more intimate. "So, tell us more about yourself, Dustin," Gia encouraged, leaning closer. "What do you enjoy? What makes you, you?" Dustin rubbed the back of his neck, slightly shy under their attentive gazes. "Well, I love exploring new places, meeting new people. I also enjoy cooking. It's a way for me to share a piece of my culture with others." "Cooking, now that sounds interesting," Taylai said, her eyes brightening. "What's your favorite dish to make?" He thought for a moment. "I really enjoy making pasta. There's something about creating something from scratch that I find rewarding. Plus, it's fun to share a meal with friends." Nala's eyes sparkled with excitement. "We've never tried pasta. Maybe you can make it for us when we come back to Earth for our tour." Dustin felt a thrill at the idea. "I'd love to. I can show you how to make it too. It's a lot of fun." Their conversation flowed easily, each story shared further bonding them. They laughed over cultural differences, shared anecdotes from their respective homes, and even discussed the quirks of their species. As the laughter settled, an unspoken connection began to form, deepening with each exchange. Dustin couldn't shake the feeling that this moment was significant, something special that transcended the barriers of their worlds. "All right, but we really do need to think about heading back," he reminded them gently. "The longer we stay here, the more trouble we might find ourselves in." "Just a few more minutes," Taylai said with a playful pout. "We're having too much fun," Dustin laughed, unable to resist their charm. "All right, a few more minutes," he conceded, leaning back against the warm wooden wall. Just then, the sauna timer chimed again, a loud reminder that their time was nearly up. Dustin sighed, knowing it was time to face reality. "Okay, ladies, it's time to wrap this up. I really don't want to face Commander Pai's wrath." Fine, Gia said with a mock sigh, "but we will be back. And you'll owe us that pasta, remember?" "Count on it," he replied, smiling at their enthusiasm. "I promise." As they stepped out of the sauna, the cool air hit them like a refreshing wave. They gathered their towels, laughter still bubbling between them, and Dustin felt a sense of longing already as he prepared to say goodbye. "I had an amazing time," he said sincerely, looking each of them in the eye. "Thank you for being such wonderful guests. This was unforgettable." "Thank you for your hospitality, Dustin," Nala said, her voice warm and genuine. "You made our visit truly special." "We'll definitely be back," Taylai added, her eyes gleaming with mischief. "And who knows, next time, we might bring more friends along for the fun. Or maybe we'll just steal you away for a proper Earth adventure," Gia teased, nudging him playfully. Dustin laughed, feeling both exhilarated and sad to see them go. "I'll hold you to that." As they made their way back to the landing pad, the air was filled with a sense of promise. They exchanged contact information, vowing to keep in touch, and for Dustin, it was a bittersweet moment. He realized that this experience had changed him in ways he couldn't quite articulate. When they reached the landing pad, the shuttle was waiting for them, the sleek vessel shimmering in the sunlight. The women turned to Dustin one last time, their expressions a mix of excitement and mischief. "See you soon, Earthman," Taylai called out, her voice ringing with promise. "Don't forget about that pasta," Nala added, winking. Gia stepped forward, giving him a quick hug. "Thank you for everything, Dustin. We'll be in touch." As the shuttle doors closed, Dustin stood there, watching them depart, a wide grin on his face. He felt a connection to these incredible beings that transcended the stars, a bond forged in laughter, warmth, and shared experiences. As the shuttle ascended into the sky, Dustin couldn't help but feel hopeful about the future. Perhaps their worlds were not so different after all, and the universe had a way of bringing people together, no matter the distance. And in the heart of Zeta Prime, Commander Pai would soon hear the stories of his officers' adventures on Earth, unaware that the journey had only just begun.